Hey guys, Wages World here, August 18th, 2020, coming at you with a video. Tab P here says, when will it affect us here on Earth? Asking because I'm flying across the country in the morning. And by the way, guys, I'm just jumping into it if you couldn't tell. The sun's very active. We're going to go talk about that, and I need all the time I can to, relay that to you guys. Anyway, she was asking, when will this affect us? Well, the models are showing that CME is going to hit us on the 20th. Not just this model, but a few of them. So it's probably correct, or at least very close. Now, these things are usually off by like an hour or two, one way or the other. But I've seen them be off as far as a day, even a day and a half. Okay, because we just don't know how fast the particles are moving until it gets to our detectors. So it could be moving slower or faster or, fluctuating, whatever, right? So, as far as that goes, let's take that for what it's worth. But with your flight plan there, I went ahead and commented to you, I think. I'm pretty sure I did, because I knew by the time I made this video, you had already been on your plane and probably wherever your destination was. But I don't really have good advice for, flights as far as when we're talking about CMEs and solar flares. Now, cosmic rays is different. I've talked about that at length. Go back and watch some of my videos if you want to know more about that. And I'll talk about it again, I'm sure. I know I will. But as far as CMEs and solar flares, what I can tell you is that a solar flare, there is no doing anything for that. They're not going to be able to get a plane on the ground or stop one from taking off in 8 minutes. Okay? And if they could, or would they? I don't know. I know that big solar flares can fry lines here on the surface. So what could it do to a plane that's, 35,000 feet in the air? So I don't really have a good answer for you there. I'm really sorry. It's going to give me something to look into. So hopefully I'll be able to come back with you, or maybe somebody already knows the answer and can drop it in the comment section. That'd be the best. Then we can all learn at the same time. Anyway, this is Texas. Thank you for the comment, by the way. Texas Silly here says, if pets or stock act strange or irritated, they are feeling the same symptoms we do. They may need a little extra TLC. Texas Silly, I 100% agree. And what she's talking about there, guys, is the Schumann here, the frequency. And okay, this is the most recent capture of this, and it's just pretty much normal right now. There's no spiking. We got a little horizontal line going on there and there. But as far as big spikes that's going to cause issues, nothing I'm seeing right now. Again, guys, our frequency has risen. It's undeniable. This one has always been there. Now this one is always there now too. What I'm talking about is there's no break. See how that's light blue right there in the middle? It never breaks. So that means that frequency is always like that. It's getting more intense. So anyway, what I would do on this one, I would point you to the other channels I refer you guys all the time. Verte, he's a newer channel that I've been, pushing people over to, because he really dives into the technical aspect of what you're looking at here. And you could pause, rewind, do what you need to do to learn from that. I'm learning from it. I'm learning with you guys when it comes to this. I just know the basics of this. And I learned from Mike and Cindy over at Evolutionary Energy Arts and Higher Realm Holistics V down in, I think she's in Florida, I think. Anyway, guys, I refer you guys over to those guys all the time. And because that's where I go. That's where I go to look and learn. So, ain't that the goal? Thanks for the comment, by the way. Anyway, RTV, 111 degrees in Sacramento, California. How has the sun been affecting you guys? The energies are insane. First off, with the sun thing, okay? I got people that don't even know I research this stuff talking to me about, hey, man, the sun's really intense today, and what's up with the color? I got people saying that have no idea that I do this on the internet. So I know that we're not the only ones seeing this in our genre, guys. The whole world's seeing it. And the one thing that we can agree on this is something has changed. And at that point, that's when we start having our difference of opinions. And that's where everything goes askew, because we start doing whatever we do, right? Well, I like this, because what RTV did here, he instigated a conversation. How has the sun been affecting you guys? He asked you guys a question. Or she. I can't tell. I'm sorry. I can't tell by that icon. If I'm not using the right pronoun there, I apologize, RTV. But anyway, look, 24 replies. That's what I want, guys. Conversation. Goal of this channel, show you observation, show you how to get to the tools, and because you guys see me do it all the time, and, you know, give you a basic understanding of what you're looking at. That way you can make up your own mind on what's causing it, or what's actually there, or whatever. And, you know, and I enjoy when somebody, you know, kind of challenges me, because it makes me be better. It makes me, you know, want to go a little bit harder to figure out, hey, was I right or were they? That kind of thing. I just want to get to what's right. That's just me. That's what I'm trying to do. And I love this, and I do it a lot by just conversations with you guys. Even just reading the conversations between you guys. Keep it up, guys. It's awesome stuff. Okay, guys, I got you over at Space Weather Prediction Center. We're going to go over some space weather conditions, and then I'm going to talk about this for a minute, because we're going to have to talk about this. What we got here, solar X-ray flux. That's where we see our solar flares. At least that's the graph that we go to. And this is the CME/solar flare that popped off on the 16th. It should be here on the 20th. Notice there was another one right behind it. Okay? That was a great way for me to show you the difference. This is a solar flare with a CME. See how it tapered down like that? This one went straight up and straight down. What is that? That's just a solar flare. No CME involved. No plasma left the sun there, or at least very minimal. It's mostly all X-ray. And that's why it gets here in 8 minutes, because it's basically traveling at the speed of light. So to relay this over here to geomagnetic activity, when this gets low, we know we issue cosmic ray alerts. More radiation gets in, especially around the poles. And I've talked about that a lot. And I'll talk about it again too, but just not in this video. What we're seeing is we're starting to see a slight rise, which is good, because it's going to knock us out of that alert if it continues. Now I will say this: if we get that, if that CME is actually here on the 20th or what have you, or whenever it does arrive, it will move our geomagnetic activity up, and it'll break that alert. But we're going to have solar flares, we're going to have coronal holes, CMEs within the next week, guys. And I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. So with that being said, I really truly think we're going to end up into some sort of a storm level. You know, G1 would be the lowest, and so on and so forth as you go up the scale, right? If somebody talks about KP, it just corresponds straight across. You see that G1 level storm is a KP index of 5. You guys understand that. But if you guys hear that word KP, I don't use it a whole lot, but that's what that means. Okay. This is the sun right now. Okay. Here's the equator. Earth is kind of here. What we're seeing, guys, is we're seeing more and more activity going on. Like right here. Little areas are just popping up. Over here. This over here, we're going to have to watch that now too. Okay. This one here was over here. And like we were talking about before, man, all that stuff can really, if it decides it wants to do stuff, it will. And if it's on that side, most likely it's going to come our direction. And I can tell you right now, we've had a couple more CMEs, but I don't, the one I know is not going to get to us, but the other one I'm not so sure about yet. But again, you see these? Those are significant. Let me say that again. Significant coronal holes. They're not huge, but they are legitimate coronal holes. So when those rotate, here's the Earth, we're going to catch that solar wind pretty directly, okay? And we'll most definitely connect to it, okay, is what I'm trying to say. So it's just going to add. It's going to take that stuff about 3 to 4 days to get here also. So it's going to be a continuous geomagnetic activity event, guys. And when that happens is we build that energy, so it doesn't take a whole lot to really bump us up another level if we start getting multiple things happening back to back. And that's what's going on right now, I think. We're getting a little bit of a hit right now anyway, from a coronal hole that passed 3 or 4 days ago. It's now over here. Okay, I believe it was this one. Okay, remember the parallax effect. Anything on the side of a sphere, when you're looking at it straight on, it's going to look smaller around the edges of the sphere. It's an optical illusion. So as they get closer, they may not be changing in size, or they could be doing something you don't think that they're doing. But they will look a little bit bigger once they get here. It's called the parallax effect, if anybody cared to know that. Here's this one. This is the ACE data. Obviously, we're seeing fluctuations in temperature, solar speed, densities going up, and solar wind speeds going down. Yeah, so I've seen it below 300. Guys, it's solar wind speed, man, 2 years ago, it was unheard of really to see something below 300. It happened, just periodically, but now it's like a consistent thing, man. Even though the sun's ramping up. Here's the Enlil model, guys. This is the one this actually confirms what the CME tracker was showing us. Okay? Look what's going on at Earth on the 20th. So, that's what's actually happening. Let me put that in a little time-lapse run there. See if we can't get it to do its thing, you know what I mean? So we can watch the spirographs. So we'll zoom in up here, and you can see, guys, that's the Earth, right? Watch what this, see, look at that. Now see, when I'm looking at this one, it looks like we take a more direct hit on that one than what the CME tracker was showing us. Okay? So I'm still up in the air on how direct we're going to get hit with that. Now if we get hit dead on, and then we get all this other activity around it, I promise you we're going to be into some storm levels that are going to make Aurora photographers extremely happy. I guess radio operators would probably think that sucks, but, it is what it is, and GPS users even. So, anyway, that's what's going on with that model. They're just confirming each other. Okay, guys, I got you over here at Seeds, and we're going to go back to that CME that blew off on the 16th, okay? And why I'm showing you this is, okay, this is the one over here on the left is going to show us, that's the one that's going to get us, okay? It's coming at us. A lot of that energy, you can't see it because it's actually behind that black occulter, all right? But I want you to take note here, too, that at the end of that, you've seen that one, too. Now, that's not going to come at us, but that most certainly is action going off of the sun. It is indicative of increased activity on the sun. And I went over this my last video or last 2 videos or something like that. But, man, I really truly think we're ramping up faster than we have in a very long time. We're going from solar minimum at a 77% rate at the bottom of the solar minimum of no sunspots facing us. And right now we're sitting on like 68%. So if the year was to end today, it would be, what, a 9% difference? And, yeah, not 11 like I put in my last video. Man, that was ridiculous, wasn't it? Anyway, but, so that's what's going on. That's on the 16th, guys. Now we'll go to the next day. This is the 17th. Now look what's happening here. That never stopped ejecting. So more and more plasma is leaving the sun, and I can show it to you on SDO. It's very visible. So what is actually causing that? Is that just a long-lasting CME type of action, or is there something there pulling the plasma off the sun? We can have all kinds of discussions on that. But again, you got stuff going on over here too again. So what the heck? I mean, we're talking like four CMEs, 2 on each side of the sun in 2 days. Now, that's stuff that we see in solar maximum, not first year into solar minimum, or ramping back up into maximum. So, yeah, so we'll go to the next day. And this is the one that I really want to show you, okay? We don't have a whole lot of data on this right now because obviously the time hasn't passed on this yet. So I'm going to pause it. And, what I'm getting ready to show you here, I was really timid to even talk about it because I'm just not sure what I'm looking at. Okay? I'm just being honest with you. And if you look at that, if you were, right there, I don't see how you couldn't think that looks, it's probably not, but it looks like a craft of some sort. Now, this is also something that I found extremely strange with this one, because I've not seen this before, especially on this tool. And what I'm talking about is these triangles. I want to know what the heck is causing straight lines like that. That's more concerning to me than this whole thing right there. Now, I know that looks what we think it looks like, but I'm not going to call it that because it would be huge. It would be almost as big as the sun. So I don't know. I just don't know. I really am. Also, there was a triangle here. Why only around that one side? I went and I was looking around here to see if I could find any more, and those are the only three I could see with my eyes. But again, what are we looking at? And it is a CME, I think. And I've seen a CME blow off the sun on SDO. And what could be happening here is if it blows off in a horizontal way, and we're looking like dead on it, it would be like looking at the side of a pancake. Okay, that's kind of what I'm trying to say. And that, that's most likely, guys, that's probably what that is. But those triangles really got my mind warped here a little bit. More so than normal. Okay. I do want to show you, though, if I can get back, if I can find it again. It is something really strange. There it is. Okay. I noticed this. You see that? It kind of caught my eye. And then when I looked at it, you can see a gray box right here. This tool, when it sees something really, really bright, it's programmed to block that part of it out so it doesn't flood the camera, basically overexpose the capture. So it's not just a big white blank capture. That's what they do. And that's a gray box around the head of that thing. So can we look at it anywhere else? Well, yeah. We got the red version over here. This is one in the rare times that it's better to look at this one. Now, guys, I don't know what that is. Okay, it's got me warped a lot here. I mean, it looks like a humongous like fireball. But, I don't think that's what it is. It's most likely just some sort of a meteorite or whatever. It's getting blown by solar wind or what have you. But it looks as though, if you look at this at first glance, it looks like it's traveling that direction. But if we back off, this stuff has already happened. So it's almost like I don't know, guys. I just wanted to show that to you. If you guys got any opinions on what that is, drop it in the comment section because I'd really like to know. But yeah, so we got that CME up there. So I'm going to go ahead and toggle through here some more, and we're going to get to the one that starts on the other side. You guys see that? I see this a lot, okay? I'll catch this like when they first happen, but I wait because I had to learn that. That patience is key, guys. And that's why I'm not coming out here saying, oh my gosh, look at this. This CME's coming right at us. Only thing I can tell you is that is the start of a CME. So as more data came in and I was waiting, you can see how it does that, right? Then that kind of just overexposes the whole area with the bright light. Then it does that. We can dig into just that one little area there if we wanted to. Guaranteed. I'm sure Scott's probably already on that one. That is most definitely something that he'll want to look at. But guys, yeah. Stuff is happening. Watch when I push start here. Look at all the flickering going on the red view. You see that? That means that wherever this satellite's at, it's being impacted with like meteorites and stuff, a very dirty area of space. And yes, we just came out of the Perseid meteor shower. So this could be kind of a leftover type of whatever with this. I have noticed that particulate that we're seeing jumping around there, it has gotten a little bit less than what we were seeing during the height of that meteor shower. Now, we had an extreme Firball over China, guys. I'm going to show it to you guys here in a few minutes. It was 8 times more brighter than the full moon. So, yeah. But in order to figure out this, what direction that's going, or any of this, when we look at this, anything that's coming off that side of the sun, right, we would automatically think that direction, right? Well, in reality, it could be coming this way or even out the back. So let's go look at stereo A, because right now, this is our perspective from Earth. That's what we're looking at. So let's go look at stereo A. Oh, crap. I did that again. Let's, So we got this. And here's stereo A. So what that means is now, here's Earth. Well, let me move that up some. Here's Earth. And now we're looking from over here. So we know from Earth it looked like it was going to the left. Now we know from stereo A, the side view, that it looks like it's going to the left. When that happens, that's basically telling us that it's blowing off the backside of the sun like that. Okay? It probably happened on the side of the sun, but it actually blew towards the back instead of the front. So that's what we're seeing there. And I'm showing you that because it's more and more activity. That's what we're looking at. I mean, it's kind of crazy. But yeah. Alright guys, this is Geoelectric Field Model, the one I show you guys all the time. This is the most recent time lapse of it. And again, we can't get archived data on this, so trying to go back and research, specific dates and times is impossible. Unless somebody has it recorded somewhere. Now, I did take a recording, and I was going to show it to you guys, but the data got corrupted on that video for some reason. I don't know why, but it just did. Anyway, guys, remember the derecho thing I was telling you about? And it came through my area, and there's been like 3 or 4 of them this year. And we're consistently seeing like spiking geomagnetic energy there. Plus, down here in the Gulf, I've been noticing it too, like around that way. It would go orange, even into the red sometimes. Okay, so with that being said, that down there, that was an issue, and they kind of put it together with the strength of hurricanes that was happening that year, because it just seemed like every time that happened, these hurricanes would do all kinds of crazy stuff. So we do know that solar weather introduces more, electricity and stuff, energy into our system. So it would make sense that could add a little bit of instability, if not a lot, to a hurricane or a derecho or whatever we're talking about. So let's just keep that in mind. Okay, guys, this is the SDO, and that's what I was telling you guys. I show you guys this all the time. And yeah, it's from the 16th to the 18th, and we'll get to see that CME bust off down here. And so then we start looking at the other ones I just showed you guys, right? If you guys take the time, you guys go over here, you're going to see, watch up here as this thing runs through. It's going to eject up there, and I think that's where that one that looked all funky came from. Okay? Watch it up there. You see that little whoop, flip? And there it is again. You see that? You seeing those? Continuous. It's like bam, 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 like rapid fire. Again, look at that. So what in the world's causing that? Because even at the end of that, at the end of these field lines there, it looked like they were moving at the top before they moved at the bottom. And that doesn't typically happen. Watch these things. And it could be wrong. It could be just our perspective of how we're looking at the limb of the sun here. But you can definitely see that there's action going on over there. And I do think that once one side starts getting very active, a lot of times we'll see weaker stuff opposite side happening. So this right here also, there was a CME, it looked to be some sort of a small flare CME action. You'll see it about right there, I think. Yeah, see that thing just grow right there? Okay, watch what it does. So you seen it grow, and it was spitting a little bit, not much to do nothing with. But then you see all this other activity. There's the one that we caught on the 16th. And guys, and then this over here, this is the one that it's almost like someone just kept pulling that stuff off the sun. You know, I've seen CMEs do that stuff before, but in my mind, it's almost got to be reacting to something. You know what I mean, guys? So take that for what it's worth. Okay, guys, this is the one that fired off. This is that Firball. Check it out. Watch this thing just go bam. This is over at spaceweather.com, by the way. They do, like I said, guys, go check them out. There's lots of good stuff over there to check out. If you want to know the sun cycle percentages, it's over here at this one. You can get to all this information elsewhere too, but this is, you know, I think it's well put together, and stuff like this is awesome. Look at that. That is crazy. I do want to see who took this one. I'm trying to figure that out so I can give them a shout out there. Let's see here. It's in the Shandong province. I don't see a name though. I'll come back with the name later on. But yeah, so look at that. And they did say it was like the brightest one, 8 times more brighter than the full moon. I mean, what would you guys think if you were standing outside and that happened? Just saying. So guys, I'm going to leave you with this one right here. Again, this is what's most currently happening. We can expect activity on the 20th and ongoing stuff here on the sun. So I'll try to do another video for you guys tomorrow, just keeping everybody updated on what's going on. But I want to say this, no fear, guys, at all, okay? Just keep in mind that most of the stuff that we're seeing is a normal cycle of the sun. We're going to see increased activity. I just think it's ramping up quicker than what it did before. And that's evidenced by the percentage that I showed you guys, okay? I don't say that for no reason. That's why I said it, because it was confirmed through that percentage. Now, that's taken in consideration that the year would have to end today. And I've also clarified what I meant by that. So I just want you guys to know that I do think stuff is getting quicker and ramping up quicker, which is not really the best scenario for us because our magnetic field is weak right now. We would rather it come up slow. But, you know, here we go. So, God bless. Yahusha saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.